continuing on our thing here, every week we try to pick a player, a young player from every NFL team that we think is very promising. And I've just continued to do this. We made our way through the NFC East and the AFC East. We started with the lowest teams in terms of record. Then we made our way up. Now we're into the NFC and AFC South. We already did a couple. If you guys want to check those out, those are on our latest episode on iTunes, also on YouTube right now. But we're going to continue to do it and just continue to bring you players that we think are going to be very promising. Justin Reid for the Houston Texans. Give you guys a little bit of a background. A former third-round pick out of Stanford. He is, in my mind, on his way to being a very good football player. He should already be in the conversation for being a very good football player. And quite honestly, I think he's going to be special. Excuse me. 6'1", 204 pounds, coming out of high school. Former three-star recruit out of Dutchtown High School, that is. Hometown is Geismar, Louisiana. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But once again, a former third-round pick out of Stanford. And if you watch his tape, you see an instinctive player that can give support in the running game. But I think he's going to be really special for a Texans defense, yes, that seems to needs help. I will admit that, especially with what's going down with Deshaun Watson. I understand why that man's not happy. It makes total sense to me. But Justin Reid is going to be a special player. And I think that this year, I know a lot of stuff just happened with the Texans that just made them it was kind of a rough season, just from top to bottom, just starting out 0-5, I believe, and then just trying to regroup. They were in some close games. I mean, they almost beat the Vikings. So, you really Vikings fans can't really be that up about it, because this is still a really good team. Now, we kind of need to go through stats here. His rookie year, he had 3 picks for 120 yards and a touchdown. That just speaks to how well this man can play, especially in terms of coverage. His second year in the NFL had 2 picks for 55 yards, and then this year has had no picks, but continues to be even a force in tackling as well. Currently has nearly 250 total tackles. As a safety, that's hard to do. You got to be willing to hit somebody if you will have 250 career tackles through 3 seasons. I mean, I'm not saying when I'm about to say this, there's going to be some Vikings fans that are a little furious, but they're going to have to deal with it, because I see this. I definitely see some of these similarities in a guy like Justin Reid. He reminds me of Harrison Smith just a little bit. I'm sorry, just let me explain. Harry the Hitman. I know he's a Hall of Famer. I have nothing but love for that man. He's honestly one of my top 5 favorite players of all time. It's Harry the Hitman. Why would I compare him to? Well, when you bring in the fact that this man is a ball-hawking safety, he tackles like there's no problem. See some similarities. Now, Harrison Smith, or Harrison Smith, as my dad says for no reason, he definitely brings a lot to the Vikings defense in terms of playing in the box, blitzing off the edge, in run fits. I think Harrison Smith clearly has Justin Reid in that regard of the game. I respect that. But there's some similarities you can see in terms of pass coverage and tackling with Justin Reid and Harrison Smith. Now, Justin Reid, by the way, to my recollection, has only recorded 2 sacks. No, but you started to see a guy, especially this year, as he was asked to blitz more, as he was in that position more, he started to make those plays. Harrison Smith has been known as a guy that can bring the heat and for passing downs and get it done, because I mean it's Harrison Smith. And honestly, I don't think it's that far-fetched if he could end up with a career like Harrison Smith, who, by the way, has 13.5 sacks as a safety, which is impressive, but it's not Jamal Adams impressive, but we get it. But Harrison Smith is a great player, but I see some similarities between Harrison Smith and Justin Reid, and I think that is just another way, if Justin Reid continues to develop like this, show that he can play in the box, play in coverage, also be a force in the running game, I think he could be very special. I really do, and especially when you consider the fact right out the gate, this man came out with a 75.2 PFF grade. Really just did his thing his rookie year, had 3 picks, once again also had a pick 6. And then he came back his second year, had a 76.7 PFF grade, had a couple of picks as well. This last year, like I said, it was a rough year. When you just consider top to bottom, that team, he still had a 60.7 PFF grade, had 70 solo tackles, that is. And he is just, I think he's going to be a great player for the Texans moving forward. And again, I see some similarities between him and Harrison Smith. So, but hopefully he can continue to play like the way he is, because I think he's going to be a special player, and he's definitely somebody that the Texans should be very excited about and ready to go about, because he's going to be a special player.